And we are working hard, sir, to ensure that our people don't suffer in this manner. As I said, sir, this is a very complex situation. Different activities take place at different levels. And wherever the steps could be taken from the Meghalaya state government side to resolve certain issues have been done. We have taken up this matter in March 2022. So there is precisely 1 year back, this matter has been taken up with the Assam counterparts. And based on that, we are working hard to ensure that these kind of different issues can be resolved in the days to come, sir. But ultimately, the final solution to this entire issue is going to be based on the final solution to the areas of differences. So the honorable member from Nongkrem also had brought out a map, and he has shown that map. I could not see it from far, but he read out certain provisions. But sir, that's precisely the point, sir. He has, in fact, only reaffirmed our stand, and he has spoken in favor of the government, and I thank him for that. The point is that government of Meghalaya has always ensured that the maps that we have been giving in the past, the claims that we have had, if those areas were not included in it, then it would mean that we have already surrendered those areas to Assam. So obviously, sir, those areas will be shown as our claim in our maps. And that's precisely what we have done. And he has shown that map, sir, so I'm thankful to him. He has only stressed on the point that Meghalaya government is firm on the map that we have given, and we have not surrendered those areas. So that's very, very clear. And this, of course, speaks on the government's stand. So that's a positive thing, sir, number one. Number two, sir, that's precisely the reason why we have this issue of areas of differences. Because Assam also claims it and Meghalaya also claims it. So Assam also may have it in their map, we also have it in our map. And the fact that we have it in our map shows that we are firm on our stand. But while we are firm on our stand, we also do realize that we need to find a solution to this. And hence, when we talk of the areas of differences, we are now moving forward and finding out, well, what can we do? Assam also has been maintaining this stand for 50 years. Meghalaya also has been maintaining this stand for 50 years. And we can continue to maintain our stand for the next 50 years also. And we can continue to not engage, as the honorable member was saying, is that the fact that we are engaging with them is leading to these kind of activities. Sir, we can decide on not to engage. And if we do decide not to engage, I don't see that we'll be able to find or we'll be able to resolve this issue or any other issue, sir. The tension will continue. There may be more incidents where more lives may be lost. There may be more complicated matters that may come up. And as I said, and we could continue this for the next 50 or 100 years and just stick to our positions and say, well, let whatever happen in the border areas, let the people of the border areas suffer, let the people of the border areas go through difficult phases, let them pay taxes, but we are not going to find any solution, or we're not going to engage with our counterparts. We could go with that solution also, sir. But that is not what we feel is the correct way. So we need to engage. In today's world, in today's the politics that we're having, in the way the situation is today, we need to see how we as people in responsible positions are able to find solutions which are amicable. And sir, I keep maintaining this from day one, sir. It's not an easy decision. It's a very tough decision for us, sir. And we know that we will continue to face a lot of challenges. But as I had mentioned, sir, in the past to all of you into this house, sir, that every time this situation comes up, at least in front of me, and every time this discussion takes place, sir, I can only see the faces of the people from Block 1, Block 2 area. I can see the faces of the people from Langpi area with tears in their eyes and their voices choking and requesting me again and again, saying, please find a solution to this problem. We can't continue living this way. And I urge the members of this house, sir, Visit these areas, talk to these people. You will be able to realize the pain that they go through. And again, as I said, I repeat, so there is no easy solution to this. There is no easy solution to this. And it's very easy for us to try to create different narratives out of this because it's a very sensitive issue. But then as responsible leaders, we need to ask ourselves that is this an issue where we will try to create different narratives and complicate the matter more? Or shall we remember those people living in those border areas and try and do something for them so we can finally find peace in those areas? That's the basic choice we have in front of us. And I choose to find a solution. We choose as a government to engage. We choose to try and wipe the tears of those people living in the border areas. We choose to look forward for the next 50 years and 100 years so that the people, the generations to come ahead will not have to again continue to pay taxes the way that the people are paying today. So the generations in front will not have to lose their lives. This is what we choose, sir. It is not a simple choice for us. I know that a lot of people will bring out a lot of maps and a lot of discussions. But sir, as a government, as I said, we are firm that we will find a solution to this, sir. And hence, no matter what the narratives that may be created, different documents that may be shown, so we are happy to engage. We are happy to discuss. And when I say engage, sir, it doesn't mean engage only with our Assam counterparts. We engage with our people too. We discuss with our people. And yes, I must put this on record, that when we discuss, that does not mean that we'll be able to do everything for everybody. Does not mean that we'll be able to tell everybody, yes, what you have told us will happen, or your demands will be met. But that does not mean we didn't engage with them. We will engage and we will try to see to the best of our ability that we move forward in that line. And hence, let me urge the members who are in this house today, the responsible leaders, we have been given a responsibility to be able to take care of our people in our state. We need to make tough choices. It is not easy, and that's why only 60 members are elected to this house, because we have to make those tough decisions. As I said, not easy, but somebody has to do it. And that's why we have been elected to do it. And therefore, so we must keep the larger picture in mind. We must realize, as I said, that people have been suffering for too long. And hence, sir, all the points mentioned by all the members, sir, I have noted them down. The maps that have been shown, maybe I can, he was saying that a copy will be given, sir. We have the copy with us, that's not an issue. But as I said, him showing the map, the honorable member showing the map, only reiterates the stand of the government, that we are clear that yes, these areas have not been surrendered as of now to Meghalaya, or to Meghalaya from Assam side, or has been agreed to give to Assam from the Meghalaya side. So we have not come to any agreement. Our stand is very clear that yes, these are the maps of Meghalaya and these are the areas that come under Meghalaya. This is our stand. And that is what's been reiterated by the honorable member. But while we do that, Assam also has a different map where the areas of differences are there. And hence, obviously, sir, because of these differences, we are sitting and discussing on how to resolve them. And because of the areas of differences that are coming up, all these border issues and tensions that are there, whether it's road constructions or development issues are hampered, whether safety and security of the people is hampered, the taxes that are being collected is being done. These are all outcomes of this particular problem. And that's the reason why I keep stressing that no matter how difficult it is, we need to take a decision. We need to be responsible and find a solution, and that is the only way for us to be able to permanently resolve these issues and ensure that in the future, in the next 50 years, 100 years, none of the citizens of our state will have to go through all these different difficulties that they're facing. So that is exactly what we're trying to do. But I do thank the honorable member for raising this particular issue. And as mentioned, sir, in the month of March 2022, in the official meeting that took place between the DC of Ribhoy and of West Karbi Anglong district, this issue was brought out, this was discussed, and this matter is being examined very, very seriously. And definitely the honorable member himself will, I'm sure, bring out this topic when we meet as regional committees along with the two chief ministers. And I will also bring up this issue, and we will try to find a solution to this so that the people of the border areas do not suffer when it comes to these different kind of taxes that are being collected by the Karbi Anglong Autonomous District Council, sir. So with these few clarifications and with these few words, I would like to resume my seat, sir.